Hello there, guys. It is the Bullshit Busters here again. This is your host as usual, and I kind of wanted to do a follow-up video on the video because I was playing with my PlayStation technology and seeing what my editing software on there could do, and I personally found that um, that was kind of a bit of a rough start. And I did some research and I found a app that lets me record my microphone audio with my phone screen at the same time. And so I decided to pull up an article that kind of was referencing one of the things I was talking about in the Cuomo video, and this is more of like an expanded, detailed version. Now that I have the ability to show you what I'm talking about without a restrictive amount of still images or time limit, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. I'm going to take a look here. It says, and this is the title of the article. You're breaking your brother's quarantine rules. That was a quote by the bicyclist that was verbally assaulted by the CNN reporter Chris Cuomo. And then the headline goes on to read, Cyclist reveals what he said to coronavirus sufferer Chris Cuomo when he saw him in public before the CNN star launched verbal attack on him, and he's reported him to police. First and foremost, to the guy named David who chose not to reveal his last name for his safety, good job. You did the right thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at this article. Now, this is just some context that I had already gone over, um, but this is where it actually continues with detail that I didn't get to see before. And actually, I was kind of wrong on the other video in the sense that I thought Chris Cuomo was on his property. I thought he was within the realm of his property and was seen with his family on his property. That's not even the case. He was in public space, outside of his house, away from his property, but just nearby in the neighborhood. And that's where this guy found them. So go figure. He was in public space, potentially risking infection and spread of disease with this COVID thing. And this, like, that escalated that guy's right to be like, hey, shouldn't you be quarantined right now? That made it so much more justified. So let me go ahead and we'll dive into it. It says the man who has only been identified as David reportedly asked Cuomo's wife Christina if he was properly quarantining while out riding his bike. David told the New York Post, and the New York Post actually did an article on this, I believe, as well, that Christina came over and asked, may I help you? And this is all just context information. The stuff in bold black letters, it's context information. We already kind of saw, it's just summarizing. David said he told her that he was just out riding his bike before asking her why Cuomo wasn't in quarantine. According to David, Cuomo was with Christina, another woman, and 3 kids. He claimed Cuomo then stormed over and asked, who the hell are you? I can do what I want. And then David went on to say that he just ranted, screaming, I'll find out who you are. And I can see why David didn't give his last name for that very reason. He was literally just verbally threatened by CNN reporter Fuckface Cuomo. So go figure. No wonder why he didn't want to give his last name. His brother's the governor. So, kind of makes sense. It says, I said to him, your brother, Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, is the coronavirus czar. And you're not even following his rules. Unnecessary travel, David told the Post. And he is not wrong. In this particular case, Chris Cuomo put the general public in danger by going to public space and being there with COVID with his family. And then, of course, because he had COVID and was out with his family on Easter Sunday, his wife gets infected with coronavirus. The irony and karma, man. Karma is a bitch. David said he reported the incident to East Hampton cops on Monday afternoon. I hate bullies, David said. And hey, I think we can all agree to that. He said he wanted to just get something on record and has no plans to press charges unless he feels threatened. But Cuomo gave a completely different story during his rant on Monday. But no, he didn't. They're saying he gave a different story. He did not. Because he's only confirming the fact that he had this confrontation with this guy. He didn't say something completely different. He didn't say that the guy actually attacked him or verbally attacked him. He didn't say anything like that. This is what he said. I don't want some jackass loser fat tire biker being able to pull over and get in my space and talk bullshit to me. I don't want to hear it. Well, right there alone, that is that white ivory entitled piece of shit attitude that is the reason why he needs to be punished for this. Why he needs to be questioned and said, like, hey, why were you out in public? Why were you endangering the public with your antics? And why did you verbally assault a guy for trying to call you out on being out when you should have been in quarantine? To me, it was a pretty valid question. And his wife being a Karen about it didn't help either, because now she has corona, and she should have just listened to that man, who was actually trying to protect Cuomo's family more than Cuomo was. Go figure. And, no, yeah, go figure. Leave it to a white ivory fucking tower. CNN reporter. Okay, so we're gonna move along. So he's sitting there saying, I don't want to hear it whining like a little fucking baby. And he said, that matters to me more than making millions of dollars a year. Okay, cool. Brag about your salary too. Because I've saved my money and I don't need it anymore. Good for you. I want to be able to tell you to go to hell and to shut your mouth. I don't get to do that I don't get that doing what I do for a living. Well, honestly, you don't deserve to do what you do for a living after this. After this, and after what you just said, you don't deserve to be doing that for a living. So, respectfully, go fuck yourself. Me being able to tell you to shut your mouth, or I will do you the way you guys do each other. Okay, I don't know what that means, but that does sound like threatening demeanor. Um, he basically he was basically saying that he wants to be able to threaten the guy who is only expressing concern for his community and for his family, for him being out with them on Easter Sunday when he was supposed to be in quarantine because he has a highly communicable virus that is killing people. Just so we're clear, I explained all that just so we're clear on why this man's bullshit is bullshit. Okay. He also said, I don't like what I do personally. I don't think it's worth my time. The anchor said he no longer wants to be trafficking in things that I believe are, and I quote, trafficking things that I believe are ridiculous. In particular, Cuomo said he found both Democrats and Republicans who went on his show said things that they do not actually believe. Yeah, well, I hate to tell you, but regardless of partisan politics, politicians lie. That's what they do. And they shouldn't be doing it. It shouldn't be the norm, but it is the norm, and that's why we need a complete revision of who is in office, and we've been saying this for how many years now. But no, don't listen to the people who are paying attention to what are going on. Clean the fucking Congress. Clean out the government. Get everybody the fuck out. Bring in some fresh faces. Regardless, gonna not go on that tirade yet. Save that for another video. But on Tuesday, Cuomo backtracked, of course. Leave it to a CNN reporter to backtrack. His statement, I've never been in a better position professionally. I've never been more grateful. I've never been on a better team. I love where I am. I love the position that I've been given, and I love who I'm doing it with. Sure. And I believe that's the end of the article. Yep. That is the end of the article. Okay, guys. We went through the whole article. I just wanted to show you guys why it is that Chris Cuomo is such an asshole and why I called him a hostile hypocrite in my title for the previous video. Because people might go, that's clickbait. That's not true. You're being untruthful. There's no evidence to support that he was hostile or anything. He probably just said one thing or had a little angry moment. No, that's more than an angry moment. That is him ignorantly ignoring a man who is expressing concern for his community because he saw someone with COVID out in public, and then going on to blatantly insult that man, to verbally assault him, and for all we know, he could have said a lot more than what this David gentleman recalled. But even if Chris Cuomo wanted to deny what he said, he can't, because he ratted himself out on his own show, defining the confrontation with the guy that he had and how he felt about the matter. No, Chris Cuomo, you don't get to go on CNN, have CNN protect you, and make it look like you're constantly in your basement when you're not. You don't get to do the white ivory tower bullshit of sitting there and condescending people that are going out and defying the quarantine set by your own brother, the governor of New York, while also defying it yourself and sitting there saying you can do what you want and who the hell are you? You know, talking to that guy, who the hell are you? Well, who the hell are you, Chris Cuomo? Who are you? Okay, who are you and why are you not being punished by this? What, because your brother's the governor and he can pardon you for whatever the fuck you do? That's what it seems like. I call on Andrew Cuomo to punish his brother for not only defying quarantine orders, which endangered the public and got his own wife sick, and potentially those 3 kids and that other woman, but could have also gotten anybody sick because the coronavirus is airborne. It's an airborne disease, and they're saying you should be wearing masks for it. But he was out with his family, doing what he wanted, verbally saying that he will do what he wants. And why is he getting away with that? And why is CNN making it look like he's been sitting in his basement doing nothing like an innocent little angel this whole time? Every time they interview him, it's not on the spot, it's not when he's out and about, it's not when he's doing shit like this. It's every time that he's in the basement, making it look like he's in the basement, I'm so exhausted from the quarantine and it's so horrible and this and that. I haven't seen the sunlight in days. That's the way he's acting. That's the way he's treating this. And look at that. He's a bullshitter. A complete and utter bullshitter. He wouldn't have gotten into this situation and he wouldn't have had to strike out at someone if he just stuck to the quarantine and just did what he was supposed to do and did the right thing. So, yeah, no, hypocrisy at its finest. I don't see the left attacking Chris Cuomo about this. I don't see them attacking him about much anything, to be honest. And I think it's bullshit. I think enough is enough. And Chris Cuomo needs to come clean and say, look, I did this. I was wrong. I should have stayed in quarantine. It's why my wife is now sick. Fess up to your bullshit. Apologize to that man. And right your wrongs. Or continue to be a piece of shit and people will keep calling you out on it. Either way, I'm effectively done with people like you, Mr. Cuomo. People like you that think you can do whatever you want just because you have wealth and you have fame. That's not how this world works. It's never how it worked. It's never how it should work. It's never how it will work. For as long as the American public has a say, I would hope. We still have a chance to turn this kind of situation around. It is up to us, but regardless, he should never have gotten away with doing this, with defying quarantine orders while being sick with such a horrible virus and verbally assaulting this man the way he did. So, fuck Chris Cuomo. And, he needs to go do something with himself, with his life, because he's calling the man on the bike who called him out a loser. No, sir, you're the loser. Like, you're a literal scum of the earth loser. Because you're so childish that you can't even fess up to your wrongs and just apologize to the man and walk away in that situation. You could have just apologized to that man when he was confronting you and like, sorry, I was out with my family. I thought it would be okay. Even if you wanted to make up that bullshit excuse, it wouldn't have been okay because you're with your family who was healthy otherwise, and now your wife is infected. But hey, that's on you. I don't care. Karma's a bitch, and your wife wanted to be a Karen about that shit. Go ahead. She got what she deserved. So, um, I mean, I guess you get what you sow. You reap what you sow. Mr. Cuomo, I hope that CNN, when they do take you back, gets shut down for being complete and utter fake news and supporting the likes of you and covering your ass when they know that you've been doing wrong. They haven't even, written an article about what you've done. They haven't addressed this to you yet in the public, and they haven't made you apologize. So, I mean, get the hell out of here. I just wanted to give you guys a follow up. I'm sorry about the ranting. I'm sure I've been ranting for a while now, but hey, that's what I had to show you. So I just wanted to expand on the Cuomo thing and show you guys that me just calling him hypocrite. I'm not just calling him a hypocrite or hostile just because I feel like it. I'm not providing fake news articles unlike CNN. Um, I'm simply telling you what it is and how I see it, and the proof that there is more to these situations than meet the eye. So definitely be sure to give a like, give a subscribe, share with those who would agree that Chris Cuomo's actions were wrong and that he should apologize publicly to that man, and he should never have defied his coronavirus quarantine orders as he was sick with it. It's not like he wasn't sick. He was sick with this, and he could have spread it to literally anybody, and he put the public in danger. So, if you feel that Chris Cuomo should be held responsible by the governor, his brother, go ahead and leave a comment below. If you don't feel he should be held responsible, go ahead and try to say why. Try to say why in the comment below, and I'll probably find an argument against it. But regardless, go ahead and just let me know your thoughts. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, you guys have a great day. Stay safe out there when and wherever you are. Avoid the coronavirus. And avoid Chris Cuomo, apparently. Apparently avoid Chris Cuomo. Because he is actively spreading around the coronavirus to people. Hey, Freddy.
Hey.
So, thank you all for watching. I will catch you all later.